Good morning, everyone. Today we are looking at understanding adolescence as a important life transition stage from childhood to adulthood. Adolescence is a very important period for psychological growth, and it's also a stormy period where uh, the adolescent is confused with identity issues, uh, issues related to um, academics, career, and then issues related to wanting independence and a lot of psychological aspects that we will go into uh, details a little later. So we will divide this topic into 2 or 3 episodes because this is one of the important transition into adulthood. So I don't want to clump all the aspects that are very essential for the adolescents and also for the parents to understand their adolescent or teenagers. So we shall divide this particular topic into 3 episodes. So today's we topic we mainly focus on understanding adolescence, mainly focusing on the kind of biological, mainly the psychological development, and a little bit on the social development of this adolescence age. So, in the second episode next week, we will focus mainly on what are all the adjustment and possible psychological problems that adolescents or the teenagers are at risk for. And then in the final episode, we look in detail into the counseling aspects. So, how counseling is different from other age groups. So, we will look into the counseling aspects in part 3. So, in part 1 today, mainly we'll focus on understanding this adolescence. So, adolescence not necessarily mean that all teenagers pass through a turmoil kind of a phase. Many teenagers, a good number of teenagers, will smoothly move on with the adulthood. But definitely, it is a period where there is an increased chance of arguments and fightings with the parents because of their identity issues and wanting to be independent, wanting to be free, and then they're wanting to become free from the dependency of parents. So all these poses a lot of challenges for the adolescents. So for most of the if you look at cross culturally also, so this getting into adolescence is more like a kind of puberty where starting from 13 to 14 years and then ends with physical development, growth spurt and physical development of the body, which usually ends by 17 to 18 years. And as the um, uh, number of years, if you look at the past 100 years, this puberty or attaining maturity or getting into a kind of adolescence is mainly has speeded up because of the increased health factors, because of the nutritional factors. So the girls and boys are getting into this puberty slightly earlier each as the years pass on. The age of puberty is coming down and then they are maturing slightly earlier than the previous years. So, like I said, this is the age where from the childhood they want to move on to adulthood, and then there are a lot of confusions associated with wanting to be free, wanting to be independent, but still being dependent poses them into a lot of kind of troublesome situation with the parents and with the family as a unit. So their focus is mainly on being with the peer group, and then their focus is more on wanting to be with the same age kind of groups, and then a lot of demands on their time, especially with increased academics, moving on to a different school, and then their relationship with their peers is also a little volatile. Here, we will mainly look into the developmental aspects one after the other, starting with the biological development. So here the biological development where mainly start with the kind of signal that happens in the hypothalamus endocrine gland, which in turn signals the pituitary, the master gland, pituitary gland, in order to secrete the growth hormone, which um, uh, kind of signals for the development of the uh, uh, release of the sexual hormones and physical development. The growth spurt is what we call it. So the physical development is very fast at this particular age. Generally, boys by 13 to 14 years, they are into this growth spurt where there is changes in their body size, and then the voice changes and changes in their increased size in the genitalia. So for the girls, it's usually slightly earlier than boys. 11 to 12 years is the puberty period, where the changes in the body as well as their hormonal levels, hormonal changes happen. Usually the estrogen factor, which helps them to kind of double their height, and in case of boys it's more the androgen hormones. So here generally boys increase around 3 to 5 inches around this age, whereas girls usually will be around 2 to 4 inches in their height, and usually the boys take over mainly in terms of their muscular strength as well as the physical size. So this is in brief about the physical development in the teenagers, and moving on in detail about the psychological development. So there are important psychological milestones that one need to understand, especially when we move on to the next episodes related to the adjustment issues and various psychological problems that this particular adolescent period is vulnerable for. It's important for the parents as well as the caregivers to understand the psychological development of these teenage group. So here mainly there are important changes that mainly happens in the intellectual functioning, mainly the abstract thinking. The teenager or the adolescent is mainly by the age of 16 years is almost capable of adult like intelligence, and then they are able to understand the abstract kind of reasoning, moving on from childhood concrete level of reasoning. So if we look at a kind of a little bit understanding what is this abstract concept, like if we ask a child of 10 years or 11 years generally why legal system or laws are made in society, the child might kind of put it more in concrete terms, so that people don't steal the things. So whereas a teenager might make it more abstract in terms of to provide security, or in order to provide a kind of to lead a harmonious life. So they can look from more a kind of adult abstract kind of perspective. So abstract reasoning is one intellectual change that happens in adolescence. And the second kind of reasoning is mainly the hypothetical thinking. They become more skilled in how things kind of how processes happen, how things happen, more from the perspective of logical thinking. In terms of, let us say that if we pick up example, like if a child says that onions kind of taste awful, the teenagers might say that if you like the smell of onions, they may not taste so awful. Or they might try to give explanations where they can combine different concepts, and then they can put it into much more logical explanations. So logical thinking or hypothetical reasoning, we call it, is also another development significant of adolescence. The other kind of intellectual development is deductive and inductive kind of reasoning. So if we take an example again, like social behavior. So if a number of events where the adolescent is exposed, where in a society or socially one need to kind of be polite and use acceptable language and behavior, so they are able to understand this concept by different events and come to some general conclusion that in general, uh, in society there is a particular way of behaving, social behavior. So they are able to understand this kind of concepts, which is mainly of the inductive kind of reasoning. And then so based on this kind of generalized reasoning, they might actually look at how I should be behaving in the social situation, where I need to be polite when I am speaking with others or in the social situation. So it is more like a deductive from the general principles. The teenager can understand specific way of uh, deriving conclusions. So this is something to do with the deductive and inductive kind of reasoning. And reflective kind of reasoning, where they are able to reflect on their own self and they are able to combine ideas, different ideas. They can kind of more able to plan strategically, like different moves ahead in games like chess, and they are able to capable of more a kind of self-reflective, more like a self-critic. So they are able to see the faults and make changes, and then they are more open for this kind of reflective kind of reasoning. So other aspect is the moral judgment. So the right and wrong concept. So this is where most of the conflicts between the parents and the teenagers happen, where they try to give more logical explanations of the rules or responsibilities that are made by the parental figures. So here, their reasoning is very specific, more in terms of egocentric, more self-directed kind of reasoning, and they mainly focus on the personal consequences of the morality rather than looking at it from a more broader or general perspective. So it is more to do with they are able to see it from their perspective, rather than able to kind of generalize or able to see from a second person perspective. So this is where the most of the arguments happen, where there fights for kind of wanting to be free, independent, and wanting to have more privileges are in conflict with the parental figures. So this is about morality. And then coming to the important aspect of achieving identity. So identity is something where an adolescent is bothered with from childhood moving on to adulthood. Who am I kind of questions, and what am I going to do? How is my life? And lot of questions related to life, kind of what is this universe, and a lot of kind of these kind of questions come into their minds. And then there are a lot of confusions added here. If an adolescent is comfortable with their identity, usually they are more comfortable in their body and then in their way of dealing with the things. If an adolescent have difficulty in this identity, which we call identity crisis, where they show a lot of confusion and discomfort over their own self-image. So this is something about different developmental, mainly focused on the psychological and intellectual development observed in a normal adolescent group. So coming to the third aspect, social development. Mainly here, social development is more from the perspective of peer groups as well as the family relationships. So family relationships is again, like I repeatedly mentioned, they're wanting to become free, they're wanting to have more privileges, like wanting to use the family vehicle, or they want to function like an adult. And then this is where a lot of breaking of rules and responsibilities come into picture. And then generally this is the age kind of more social restrictions are posed on them. Especially girls feel much more restricted here in terms of their kind of sexual maturity. There's a lot of protective factors coming from the parents, while the teenage girls usually have to struggle in order to get their freedom compared to the boys in terms of social movement. So here a lot of emotional turmoil generally happens in the teenage girls and parents, whereas the boys are generally look at the conflicts are mainly about authority and having privileges. And most of them, the boys are usually more assertive with their maternal figures or the mothers. And then they're more closer and more affectionate towards the mother, and then father is mainly looked at as a disciplinarian kind of a figure. So here, when it comes to social development, for them, the peer group and spending time outside becomes a very important factor. And then their main anchors are their peer group and friends compared to the parents. So the kind of peer group that they choose, either they can kind of be in harmonious with, or sometimes it might end up into some kind of risky kind of behaviors. So either they can spend in more in terms of a kind of academically focusing, or focusing on their career kind of skills, or they might end up into more a kind of rebellion and kind of an oppositional kind of behaviors. This is the age where peer group becomes more important than the parental figures. So they're more attracted, generally same gender cliques, usually around 13, 14 years, and slowly, gradually, it moves towards the opposite gender, forming couples and dating kind of experiences where they use more in terms of testing their own identity. It's more like what kind of a person I am attracted to is more like what kind of person I am. So there are a lot of identity questions associated with peer group interactions. And family interactions are mainly more, if the parents are more towards open towards discussion when there are issues or breaking of rules happening, and if they are more open for the discussion when there are disagreements happening, usually a adolescent will grow up into much more self-reliant and much more kind of socially responsible kind of persons. and it is very important social skill that parents are more being more flexible, since the adolescent can develop their own kind of principles in terms of they can give the logical explanations how rules can be different and all that. So a clear value system or clear standards that are being made, and generally they are more influenced by the kind of parental careers and then parental value system at this age. So this is the age where a good value system is inculcated into the adolescent around this period, because by 16 or 17 the main basis of the psychological development is formed. It's not meaning that after that they don't develop any skills or facts, but the main foundation is formed. So this is the time where the value system or the kind of good standards are being principles are being established by the parents, by being more kind of from a more friendly perspective and open for discussion, and being much more available emotionally to the adolescent. So this is what in brief about what an adolescent, what kind of development and how they are important for an adolescent. So in the next week, we'll look into what are all the different adjustment issues or the problems that the adolescent are vulnerable towards, and then we'll move on with the counseling aspects. Thank you. Happy weekend. Thank you all.